make it viable again.
Now this is one of my biggest secrets when it comes to finding arcades, is actually laundromats. Yeah, that's right. If you actually think about it, it fits the formula perfectly. People are waiting around for hours to get their clothes dried. People are waiting around, but they also are spending change, because laundromats pretty much run 100% off of the quarter. And then, let's go ahead and face it, they aren't exactly the most sophisticated place on earth. So if you got a laundromat near you, you might be surprised. There could very well be an arcade inside. So just as I figured, I was able to find a couple arcade machines in this laundromat. Now laundromats are an interesting anomaly in the arcade market because it's really hit or miss. Most laundromats will have an arcade or two, but every now and then you'll run into a location like this where they have a total of 5 arcade machines, and they're actually all very good machines. Now believe it or not, bowling alleys are one of my favorite places to find arcade games. Now the arcades and bowling alleys are some of my favorite for 2 major reasons. The first of which is arcades and bowling alleys are normally pretty awesome. Not only do they usually have a lot of games, for instance this one's got about 20 games, but normally the games are pretty fun. Like they got Fast and Furious over there, and they got Time Crisis over there, and they got some air hockey and skee-ball. Man, this is an awesome location. But then also the second reason why I love bowling alley arcades is that they're everywhere. If there's a bowling alley, there's probably an arcade. In fact, I've only been to one bowling alley in my whole life that didn't have an arcade, and that bowling alley kind of sucked anyways. So yeah, if you want to have a lot of awesome fun and you're looking for arcade games, a bowling alley is usually a safe bet.
Placing an arcade game is actually one of the most important things that you can do when you're setting up a game floor, because you have to take in consideration so many things. What's the game look like? What size is the game? How much of a footprint does that game take up in your venue? How popular is that game? If that game is, say, House of the Dead, any House of the Dead title, people know what that is. So in a lot of circles, they're like, oh, it's a brand new game, put it right at the front door so everyone knows you have it. Okay, I understand that you know that people would think that, but to me, if they find out you have the newest House of the Dead game, they're going to go anywhere in the venue you put it to go to that game. It's not necessarily that it needs to be right there up front. It's always good to do that so people know it's there, but you give that game a week in a spot out front and then move it anywhere in the store, they're going to go through the entire store to get it.
Pizza places are one of the best places to find arcade games. I mean, while people are waiting around for their pizza to get done, they have some spare change in their pocket because they just bought a pizza, so why not go ahead and spend that change on an arcade game? And let's go ahead and face it, what's sophisticated about meat, cheese, and grease, you know? But pizza places are also interesting because it's not a guarantee that you're going to find an arcade game. So what I've discovered is that if it's a smaller pizza chain like Noble Romans, they have great pizza and they have arcade games, but the really, really big names like Caesar and Domino's, you aren't going to find any arcade games there. They aren't going to waste their time with actually entertaining you. But the best part about going to an arcade at a pizza place is that the food is great. Much like arcades themselves, pizza joints were very, very popular in the early 90s. And as such, in pizza places is where you'll find your awesome shooting and fighting games, which is something that's kind of hard to come across nowadays. For instance, at this pizza place, we got Marvel Super Heroes, which is an amazing fighting game that eventually led to games like Marvel vs. Capcom and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. So, whenever you're dropping by your local pizza shop, go ahead and take a look around. You may be surprised at some of the vintage and exciting games that you may be able to come across. So as you guys can now see, it really is not that hard to find an arcade near you. You may have been surprised at some of the locations, such as a bowling alley or a laundromat, but if you simply apply our formula, people waiting plus change minus sophistication equals arcade, you'll find an arcade, as you can see. Now this will be the last episode of Arcade Guts, and this is my final gift to you guys. I'm teaching you guys how to become an arcade hunter like myself. So I've had tons of fun making these videos. I can't wait to get all your responses, and who knows, maybe sometime in the future you may see some more videos. But if you guys really love my show, The Arcade Guts, don't forget to check out my other channel, which I'll put links down below, so that you can see some of the other stuff that I've done on the Michael V Arcade channel. So one more time before we head out, let's go ahead and go over what we talked about. It's a simple formula to find an arcade. People waiting plus change minus sophistication equals arcade. So guys, until next time, I'm Michael V, and this has been Arcade Guts.
They were panthers, and they were eating babies, and yeah.